Hello everyone, I'm with me, and today, I take offense to that. Taking offense is one of those controversial things that, when debated upon, it tends to get a bit ugly. Grow some balls and quit being offended by things. You shouldn't say this or that about this thing because it's offensive. Well, I'm this thing and I didn't find it offensive. Well, I'm this thing and I did find it offensive. You get the idea. I previously mentioned taking offense on a video about the song Baby It's Cold Outside. I definitely heard your almost unanimous opinion on how the entire controversy was bullshit, which, when actually looked into, you can tell that yes, it was bullshit. Nevertheless, I always make sure to try and offend the least amount of people. The reason for this is a multitude of stories that I have experienced and, well, I would like to share them with you. Way back when, in the magical years of junior high, aka before high school, I was listening to my music out loud on the bus with a really shitty phone. This kid, who's sitting in a different seat from me, suddenly was up in arms about the music I was listening to. "That's not real music. This is real music," he says as he begins to play a rap song about ass. No, seriously, I don't remember the exact line, but ass was said pretty much every other phrase. Now, I didn't find this too offensive, nor did I even take it seriously. In fact, I like ass. But the more I thought about the situation, the more I realized that I was kind of as obnoxious as he was when it came to music. I did make jokes about rap music a lot, and I had the opinion that rap music wasn't real music. That moment with that kid changed my outlook on music forever. Nowadays, I don't really like people who are so obnoxious about their opinions on music they start throwing around what's real music and what's not. It even gets to the point of specific genre subcategories sometimes, like Jesus Christ. Now, I know what you're thinking. Elijah, what does this have to do with the topic? Well, I'm glad you asked. One day in high school English class, about 4 or 5 years after the first story, I made a negative joke about rap music. I don't even remember what the joke was, but the class laughed. Now, I meant no harm, and in fact I even liked a rap song. Oh, shocking. But somebody got offended. "What did you say?" the offended person asked with a very surprisingly serious tone. I looked at him with the expression, "Come on, you're not serious, right?" and replied, "I'm just joking." I shit you not, he responded, "That's what I thought," as if he was gonna beat me up or something for making one joke about a genre of music. I looked at him again with the "come on, you're not serious, right" expression, but no. He kept looking at me as if I fucked his dog or something. Clearly he was offended, very offended. This is kinda where I started taking people who were offended a little less seriously. Obviously, I never went out of my way to offend someone, but I also figured that if someone who is actually reasonable and is honestly offended, they can just tell me. Introducing another occurrence at junior high. I met this one lad in social studies. He was cool and laughed at my anti-religious jokes. After a couple of weeks, he mentioned to the teacher that he was religious. I was actually amazed because I made a lot of anti-religious jokes, but he seemed to enjoy them, and so I kept them coming. As the year went on, we maintained a pretty friendly relationship. At the very end of the year, I made one last anti-religious joke with him, me and a group of other friends. After the joke, he told me calmly that he didn't like my anti-religious jokes and he wanted me to stop. Of course, this surprised me because he didn't seem offended at all before. Nevertheless, I replied with something along the lines of, "Yeah, okay." I was blown away by his maturity. This is when my jokes against religion decreased. Our next story will now explain both why the stories were out of order and also what my official stance on being offended lies. When I was in the high school choir, there was a girl there who was very religious. Anytime someone said God's name in vain, she'd say, "Don't say God's name in vain." Yeah, it was quite annoying. She said that to not only me, but other people as well. Obviously, I didn't really take her demands seriously because I don't believe in God. One day, I and a group of other students were assigned to organize the music library. Our religious friend was one of the ones who was assigned. Now, I had another friend there, and he was an atheist. He made a joke about religion, and our religious friend said something like, "You shouldn't be making jokes like that in front of people you know will be hurt by it." Now, I was completely taken aback by this. I really didn't think that she would be hurt by it. I mean, we're not even mentioning her by name, nor did we say it really loudly in order to get her attention. We were just having a conversation, and an anti-religious joke slipped in. Still, those words rang out to me. I really wish she would have said something earlier in order to avoid this conflict, similar to how my friend back from junior high handled it. Not by demanding it, but instead just explaining that it does make you feel bad and you'd like for the jokes to stop. Seriously, it's a lot healthier to be having a conversation instead of being standoffish about it. So, what's my stance? Well, if you're honestly genuinely offended, tell me. If you're being negatively affected by my jokes for whatever reason, I want to know why, and I want to know how I can help you feel more comfortable. I'm a really friendly person, and I can be friends with really anyone, so long as they give me the time of day. If you choose to be rude or not explain your emotions, I'll have no idea what genuinely hurts you. Still, whatever the case may be, I won't go out of my way to offend people. If I don't know that the person I'm talking to is religious or not, I won't make anti-religious jokes. Plain and simple. Obviously, not everyone is like this. Some people don't like to compromise because it makes them feel less genuine, and, well, that's fine. You have every right to decide who you acquaint yourself with. Me personally, I like being friends with everyone, and I can still feel like me, even when the person I'm hanging out with has an opinion or ideology that goes against what I believe. I just won't say anything unless it's overtly wrong, in which case you won't hear the end of it. Other than that, I'm really approachable and will usually let a lot slide. It's interesting to see how I've changed over the years and how it took a multitude of situations before I came to the conclusion that I have today. Honestly though, when it comes down to people online getting offended because they decided to draw their own weird conclusions, is stupid. These are the kinds of people that read the headline and go, "Holy shit, what? That happened?" And they don't read the article which actually explains what's going on. Because usually, headlines are clickbait, meant to make you click on the article and read it. But sometimes people just read the headline and go, "Oh, it's blah 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 blah," and then they draw their own weird conclusions. Hey guys, so real quick, I have used some of these stories before. I have used them in different contexts because, well, these stories really mean a lot to me. They've affected the way that I think about people and social situations in general. And I really wanted to do my research video, but before that I needed to get back into the groove of making YouTube videos because I have been not grooving for the past couple of weeks. Also, happy motherfucking New Year, 2020. Cannot believe it. Cannot believe that it's 2020. Well, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you want more content like this. Comment if you have something to say. Support me on Patreon if you want to support the channel even more. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Bye-bye.